Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cabela's, Cuddyback, America's Best Bowstrings, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, and Realtree.
Alright guys, we're back here, November the 9th. This is the afternoon. This morning we hunted just about 200 yards east of here. Matter of fact, you can see the green source right there. We're just on the other side of that walnut tree where we've been hunting that crabs buck. He's been feeding right there, not far from here. So the winds are gusting about 25 or 30 this afternoon, so we decided to go to this redneck. I thought we might get some swirling winds, so we do pick up one more little funnel if they come down this tree line where we opened up that fence gap right there. It goes right by this redneck, so we do pick that up at least. We'll sit in here for a few hours, see what happens. They ought to feed pretty good. It feels like a late season hunt. Cold and windy, snow on the ground, so I bet we see some deer.
Yeah, you can see that spot right behind his ear.
Mm-hmm. I didn't notice that, but I recognize the antlers. Yeah, good call. That's awful weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is interesting. That buck out there is the same buck Max and I filmed here about 4 or 5 days ago. He's got that like black stripe right there going down the side of his face, and he's over probably 1.5 miles from where we filmed him. So that just shows you what the rut can do for you. I mean, if they can't find a girlfriend, they're gonna get on their horse and start looking. He walks 10 yards from the walnut, okay.
Yeah, explain that one.
Exactly. So now we just seen that 10 that we seen the same night we saw the buck with the black stripe behind his ear there. Oh, here comes another buck. Hang on. So as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by this buck here. That's the same 10 that we had up in that other, we're hunting out of that redneck where we seen the 4-year-old buck up there. So he's down here 1.5 miles also, same night. So, you know, the interesting part is these bucks are walking 15 yards from that walnut that we've been hunting in, so go figure. Hopefully crabs doesn't do that same thing, or I'm gonna dive out of this redneck head first.
Is that digits?
Yeah. That big buck and his doe, they just ran out because we had two does get bumped by a buck up this fence line. And these other deer could hear that. And they spooked and all ran off. Just bad luck there. There's not much you can do about that. It's the rut. Could just as easily be good luck and they can run this way. So Max just saw the crabs buck out on this side as well. So we didn't get to film it, but hopefully he'll come this way. that first shot, he was standing just perfect, and I just started putting pressure on my trigger, and he turned, and I don't know. My mind couldn't quit putting pressure on the trigger quick enough, and he turned, and it almost shot right beside him. I couldn't tell, and he was standing there that was 45, right at that scrape right there. It felt good when it went off, and I couldn't see that arrow hit, so I don't know. It made a heck of a thump. But we'll have to watch it back and see. I have no idea. Whew. Went from some bad luck, we had the one deer run off, to good luck. This buck come down, walked right in front of us, and you heard him right there snort wheeze at him. He said, "That's close enough," and he come walking over. He said, "We're going to have an issue if you get any closer," so. Well, hopefully we got him. It's a heck of a buck. I think it's been, 4 years we can trace that buck back, so. That's awesome. We just watched the footage back, and I couldn't find him. I was trying to find him with my binocs to watch him run up there. But we just watched the footage, and he was stumbling. It looked like he went down right there on film, so I think he's just up the hill right there. It's getting dark. We'll go back and make sure we'll get some good light and stuff, camera light, but I think he's down. Whew. Alright guys, we ran back and got the camera light. You guys are probably wondering what in the heck was up with my reaction after I shot that buck. I'll tell you what happened. So I seen him run north after I shot him up that tree line. There's a little blind spot for me right there in the redneck blind. And I threw my binocs up the hill, like 80 or 100 yards up there. I was waiting to watch him run through that spot. Well, I never did see him go up through there. And of course, I didn't see him go down. Max seen him go down on film just like you guys just did. So I still have not walked up to him, put my hands on him. You know, it's been like a 4-year quest for this buck. So I wanted to bring you guys with me the first time we put our hands on him. So let's go check him out. So right here, this has been the scrape he was standing at right here. Right there's where he was just making that scrape. And I seen him run off to the north, I guess, straight north. Oh yeah, there's blood right there from the first initial hit. So hey, we'll just track him up here. I just like tracking deer. I'm not gonna lie to you, so I'm just gonna track him anyway, so we'll do that. Here. That's a giant, guys. Let's go put our hands on him. That G2 right there is insane. And that 3's not far behind it. That is crazy. And right here, that's how he got his name. He had crab claws on both sides. Guys, I want you to look at the size of this deer's neck. It might be as big as any buck I've ever killed. I've noticed before sometimes it doesn't come through on the video like it is in real life, but I mean to tell you, it's enormous. Holy. Oh man. It's just a buck of a lifetime, guys. I wonder, this was like a common base point, a big old wishbone G3 with a big inside tine and then one come off the outside here, and I wonder if that being a common base point growing kind of weird on the base there, that had anything to do with him breaking that off. But he must have gotten a heck of a fight, I can tell you that. I'll be darned. This is one of the cooler points I've ever seen here. He's got all kinds of cool stuff coming off that G2.
This is why you put in all the work and, you know, do all the crazy amounts of stuff we do, you know, TSI projects, and put the food on your farm. I can't get over that G2. That's just freaking me out. Oh my gosh. Well, let's get a tag on him. Get him loaded up. It's a heck of a night.